Okay guys, let's get into the defense real quick. It's probably not gonna be real quick, but I'm gonna try for it. I'm gonna try. Now, let's get into the DBs, because I feel like that's where a lot of the conversation needs to be had. That and defensive line. Markquese Bell, another guy that I think is difficult. I think it's difficult to justify him not being on this team. I couldn't see him not being on this team. The safety room out of nowhere has become more than formidable. It's actually become fun, and I think he's a big part of that. I saw that gentleman play free. I saw him play strong. I saw him play linebacker. He can really play everywhere, and he brings you such grittiness in the trenches as well. So I really think that Markquese Bell has made a place on this team. Same thing with DaRon Bland. He went into that game, made the mistake early in the game, not getting his head around, came back the very next drive and did his thing. You know, he really knows how to impact the game. He's a timely player. Short tackler, very decisive. He reads, reacts. Listen, you cannot be that smart of a player and not be studying. Like this guy gets it. Like, he gets the cornerback position, and this is not an easy position to get. So for him to be coming in this early and having this impact is not something I want to discount, and I definitely think he has made this team. Which brings me to my next point. Kelvin Joseph is dealing with a concussion. Kelvin, like, it's really frustrating for me because I felt like Kelvin Joseph had good practices this week. I felt like he showed improvement. I felt like he's been on an uptick. And so for him to get injured, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't think the Cowboys, let him go or anything. I do think maybe they store him on IR or something like that. Now with Nashan Wright, the water's gotten a little murky for me, because I initially was like, I could see them keeping DaRon Bland, Kelvin Joseph, and Nashan Wright, because this is just Nashan's second year. He's still a young player, and cornerback is not easy to play. This is also a third-round pick, so you want them to be good. With a team that is really trying to emphasize on stopping penalties, I don't think he's helped himself in the conversation. Do I think that he can still make this roster? Absolutely. Saw some good things from him. However, he's one of those up and down I don't knows right now for me. Israel Mukuamu dealing with re-aggravating that groin. I don't like it. I don't like it because Izzy has come back this year and really looked like a different player to me. He's not afraid to get his hands on people. He's not afraid to tackle. He's not afraid to go up and make the play. And I never felt like he was fearful. I just felt like his size really had a lot to do with him getting knocked off the ball and not being able to stay in phase. So I'm really happy that he's improved. I don't know what's going to happen with his groin, because groins linger, y'all. They linger. It's soft tissue. It sits. So he may have to sit his tail down for a while before we can see him for a while. So that can completely heal. So that's not something that's continuing to flare up. So Tyler Coyle, Isaac Tyler-Stewart, they showed some good things. I could see them being practice squad guys. Other than that, with this DB room, y'all, like, that's what we got. I think that DaRon Bland, Markquese Bell, Kelvin Joseph, Israel Mukuamu, and possibly Nashan Wright make this team. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they finagle it. But, yeah, those are the guys. All right, I'm going backwards. Let me talk about linebacker really quick. So we did see Anthony Barr get some snaps. Again, I think a lot of this is just acclimation for him because he's coming off of that knee injury. Devin Harper is another linebacker that late in games, the guy just knows how to tackle. He just knows how to tackle. He's a tackling machine. And he's a, Fresno State late round draft pick for the Cowboys. Kind of what you see from him. But I do see the Cowboys' vision kind of with linebacker around Micah, and I like it. It's really fast, instinctive guys that aren't afraid to hit. I like what they're trying to cook up for that linebacker room, but beside Micah in the future. So yes, I think so. I've been looking at the competition between I thought it was a competition between Luke Gifford and Jefferson. I've been looking at Jefferson, and he's made some plays this preseason. But then you look at Luke Gifford, and you know he does have seniority here, but then he also gives you things on special teams. And I think that Luke Gifford, this preseason game, really came out and kind of widened that gap a little bit. I think he came out and played really well. His run fits were good, and with his seniority, like I said, I could see him making this team over a Jefferson, and maybe Jefferson being a practice squad guy. I could be wrong, probably, but here we are. And also, I saw Jabril was active. He was active to the ball. I don't feel like he did a whole bunch, but he did show some of his coverage ability. I saw he was foot, stride for stride with their tight ends when he needed to be. And yeah, so Jabril, Luke Gifford, Anthony Barr, Devin Harper, all gentlemen that I think are going to make this team. Ooh, I almost forgot. Ooh, I would have been so mad at myself. Story Jackson, again, this linebacker core that they're kind of sort of trying to put together around Micah. Story Jackson is a little crazy, y'all. I liked it about him in college. I wanted to stay healthy. But he had 2 tackles for loss, and you just see the ranginess. You just see him he just wants to get to the ball. And I think he makes this team too. I mean, he's a draft pick, so he's going to be here anyway. But, well, no, that's not always guaranteed. I think that he came out. He's shown things late in games anyway, but I really think that he came out this game and was like, hey. And as to be expected, this is the last preseason game, but Story Jackson flashed to me this game, and that's all I got for the linebacker. Okay, y'all, last but not least, it is getting dark. Let me get into this defensive line. So, Sam Williams, he has been pretty stout this preseason anyway. Shown some good things, shown some not so okay things, some things to expect from a rookie defensive lineman. But in this game, he did a number on that left side. Charles Cross, he looked across from him and said, oh, so we meet again. Yeah, he did. He really did a lot of the things better that I've been looking for him to do better. And that's, get your hands off of me. I'm trying to get this quarterback. I was so irritated with seeing him just overplay stuff. He kept getting pushed out of frame. Ugh. It was making me so mad. He was so fast off the edge that, you know, tackles were using that against him and pushing him out the play. Like, he was literally overshooting and going past the quarterback. And I was like, man, if you just get his hands off of you and reach out, that's your guy. That's your set. And he came out this game and did better. He did have opportunity. He did have sometimes in this game where he could not get that guard, that tackle, whatever, off of him to make the play. But the pressure in itself changed the play. And him and Micah coming off that edge with their speed, the oversetting that was done in this game, they were nervous. They were trying to figure out, how can I beat this guy before he beats the hell out of me? And there was no answer. There was really no answer. Sam Williams really showcased a lot of the things that he does well and show why you even drafted him in the first place in this game. Now, Neville Gallimore, I don't know if people have noticed this. Neville Gallimore has played, and it's not a lot of snaps, but for him to be a starter and to be playing in these preseason games, I have been asking, like, why? Like, why is he playing? And I think part of it is the fact that Neville missed a lot of last season. Like, he was injured very early in the preseason, and we did not see him. He played 5 games last year. We did not see him until really the last part of the season. So I think a lot of Neville playing right now is to get his legs under him and just get a feel for the game. And I like that they're doing that. I don't know if this is a decision that he made or if it was a collective decision, but you he looks like a man amongst children against seconds. Anyway, Big Bo, probably for me, my most improved player right now. I am mind blown at the difference in what he looks like at the point of contact. He's not getting pushed back, y'all. He is doing the pushing. He's made this team. Carlos Watkins also, it's so frustrating because he has had good showings. He's played well. He played well yesterday. And he's one of the guys that I don't know if is gonna make this team. Like, there's depth in this D line that stresses me out. It stresses me out. Those are really the gentlemen that I guess I noticed. I noticed the most. Now, Tafua flashed to me late in that game, but he's done that a couple times. Probably a practice squad guy. But Sam Williams, Neville Gallimore, Bo, and John Ridgway, I want to mention him. Cannot forget him, because he was brought in to me as like a Brent Urban replacement to help the middle of that defense, probably as a rotational piece to start, because he is a late round draft pick. But you gotta like some of the things you're seeing from him late in games. He's getting penetration, he's snatching. He kind of tosses guys when he wants them to get out of his way. I love what I'm seeing from John Ridgway for what you brought him here for. You brought him here to clog up lanes and to take up space and to really get his nose in there and put his hands on people. And that's what he's doing late in games. So, yes, Chauncey Golston's going to be everywhere across this line. Last game, I saw them move him from DT to edge, and he gave people some work there. He moved 2 guys. I think he took 2 guys into the quarterback last game. Chauncey Golston's going to make this team. There's really not a whole bunch to talk about there. Now, Tristan Hill. We've been talking about Tristan Hill, y'all. I think this was a quieter game from Tristan Hill, but I truly feel like he's done enough. I think he's done enough. And I think that if you've been around Tristan Hill, I know this is the new coaching regime, but they did meet him last year, and you can tell they put work into him. And I think this gentleman has done enough to make this roster. To everyone's surprise, I think that Tristan Hill makes this roster. Brett Maher is our kicker. It don't seem like we got much of a choice. It don't seem like we have any other options at this point. He still got a boot. He be missing long kicks, which is weird because I feel like that's kind of what he specialized in when he was here before. But we just gonna pray that our kicker is adequate this season. So yeah, guys, that is my rundown of this roster right now. If I missed anyone, I'm gonna try to mention them on the screen, put a couple notes about them up. But those are the gentlemen who have stood out that I think have solidified a spot on this team, who are difference makers. And right now where I stand is with receiver, I'm a little less stressed, just because I do understand that Michael Gallup could be coming back a little bit earlier. I don't have a whole bunch of expectations for him coming back early, but I do know that him being on the field and just the respect of him being on the field means something. I'm much more worried about left tackle. So hopefully we get some movement, some surety there in this next couple of days, and we know who's going to be doing what moving forward. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I can't wait for you guys to see the things that I have coming forward for you. And follow me on Twitter. Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter. Don't forget, Aisha with 2 eyes, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.